Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video on the channel. This video is going to be my predictions for this weekend's Premier League fixtures. We're coming up to the last few fixtures of the season now, and the title's still yet to be decided, the top four still yet to be decided, and the relegation places as well are hotting up nicely. So let's get straight into the video. We will jump straight into Saturday's fixtures, and we've got Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates at 12:30. What a very important game this is. Arsenal are coming into this on the back of 3 straight defeats to Palace, Brighton and Southampton. 3 teams you would think they should win, really. But very disappointing in all 3 games. Got battered away at Palace by 3-0, with goals from Jean, Philip, Mateta, Jordan Ayew and a Zaha penalty to finish that one off. They then went to play Brighton at home, where they lost with goals from Leonardo Trossard and Memwepo. And Odegaard got one back at the end when Arsenal started to turn up. And then they lost disappointingly 1-0 away at Southampton with a Jan Bednarek goal just before the break. United, on the other hand, are coming into this on the back of 1 win and 2 defeats in the last 3 matches. They lost to Everton away and Liverpool away, and just coming off a 3-2 home win against Norwich, where Ronaldo saved the day with a hat-trick. United weren't pretty in that game. They probably did deserve to get the 3 points, but they did because of Ronaldo. Let's look at the league table then for each of the 2 teams. Arsenal currently sits in 5th place on 54 points with 31 games played. Manchester United currently sits in 6th place on 54 points with 33 games played. So in a way, this is a bigger game. This is a bigger game for Arsenal than United, because I don't think United are going to get top 4 because of the games they played extra. They've just got not a chance. Arsenal have 2 games in hand on United and 1 in hand on Spurs. So it's a massive game for Arsenal. I think it will be a difficult game for United because United just aren't in form at all whatsoever. So I am going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one. I do think United will show up somehow, get a couple of goals. Ronaldo probably back in the team, and they will frustrate Arsenal. Arsenal will score. They've got threats like Odegaard, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Martinelli. They've got lack of threat up front who doesn't really score much, and Nketiah as well. They're not doing very well since they sold Aubameyang, are they? But yeah, my prediction for this one is a 2-2 draw at the Emirates Stadium at 12:30. Okay, we'll go into the first 3 o'clock games then. We've got Leicester versus Aston Villa. Leicester are coming into this on slightly better form than Villa at the moment. Leicester are coming off a 2-1 away defeat at Newcastle, but before that they won 2-1 in their quarter-final in PSV and progressed, beat Palace 2-1, drew to PSV and drew at United and beat Brentford. So not bad form. Before Villa's 4-match losing streak, they beat Leeds and Southampton very convincingly, keeping clean sheets, but lost 2-1 at West Ham, lost 1-0 at home to Arsenal, lost 2-1 at Wolves, and lost 4-0 at home to Spurs. So they are conceding quite a bit now towards the end of the season. Is it because the players are just on the beach, so to speak? They're not really playing for anything because they can't really play for anything. They're not going down, they're not getting Europe. Would that be affecting them a little bit, knowing that they've got nothing to really play for apart from points? But I don't think Gerrard would allow that, to be honest. Gerrard's a really demanding coach who would want to win every game despite not having anything to play for. Leicester, in the Europa Conference League semi-finals, rightly so, beating PSV in the second leg. Had a really stuttering season, Leicester in the league. Probably underachieved, to be honest. You'd probably expect them to be in that top 6 again with the players they've got, such as Tielemans and Didi, Vardy, Daka, Iheanacho, Barnes, Maddison. Some good quality players in that Leicester team, and you could say they've underachieved in a way, but they could salvage it still by winning the Europa Conference League and getting into the Europa League. So there is still a lot to play for Leicester this season. They'll probably take the Conference League seriously. As I said, in the league standings, they can't finish any higher than 9th, but we will take a look at the league table now. Leicester are currently sat in 9th position on 40 points with 30 games played, and Aston Villa are sat in 15th place on 36 points with 31 games played. So yeah, none of them can go down. None of them are getting Europe, apart from Leicester potentially if they win the Conference League. But yeah, hard game to predict because they've both got quality players, but are they both going to go for it the same? So I am going to go with a 1-1 draw in this game. I just see both teams just trying to play it out, play against each other, stop each other from scoring goals as you're meant to do. But I do see each team scoring. Villa's got their threats in Coutinho, Watkins, Ings, Douglas Luiz, John McGinn. Chambers at the back as well with Tyrone Mings and Konza. Martinez in goal as well, really good goalkeeper. And as I've named, Leicester players as well. Both got good teams, probably underachieved this season, but hopefully they'll come back stronger next season and make the Premier League a stronger league again. So I'm going to go 1-1 in this one. We'll go into another 3 o'clock then. We've got Manchester City versus Watford at 3 o'clock at the Etihad. City are coming into this with no wins in their last 3 matches in all competitions. They've drawn 2-2 at home to Liverpool. They then drew 0-0 away at Atletico and then lost 3-2 at Wembley in the semi-final to Liverpool again. But before this, they won 3 in a row at Southampton in the Cup, Burnley away in the league, and Atletico at home. So they are hard to beat, City. They're frustrating. Watford, on the other hand, not great season, to be fair to them. We'll quickly go through. They've lost 3 on the spin at Watford. They've lost 2-0 at Anfield, 3-0 at home to Leeds, and 2-1 at home to Brentford. But before that, they won 2-1 at St Mary's against Southampton, and then lost 4-0 away at Wolves and 3-2 at home to Arsenal. So they're not in great form, Watford. We will take a look at the table, though. Manchester City are currently in 2nd place on 74 points with 31 games played, and Watford are currently in 19th place on 22 points and 32 games played. So in my opinion, Watford need to start picking up victories and fast. They're running out of games. They are 5 points adrift in the relegation zone, so they need to start picking up 3 points instead of points and start getting themselves out of trouble. Otherwise, they are going to go down in the next couple of weeks if they don't. City are dominant at the top with Liverpool, going head-to-head for that league title. Really, really impressive this season. Despite the little bit of a blip they are going through with injuries as well to De Bruyne and a few players like Walker as well in defence, who are influential players in that team who make them tick. But in this one, I am going to go with a 4-1 home win for Manchester City. I just see the quality of City being too much for Watford. The likes of Gundogan, Jesus, Grealish, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne if he's back as well. And they've got good defence as well with Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Walker, Zinchenko. Good players in backup positions as well with Ederson in net. So they are really, really strong, City, and I'm going to go 4-1 in this one. I can only see one winner. We'll go on to the next one then. We've got Norwich versus Newcastle at Carrow Road. We'll go through the last 6 fixtures. March the 5th, Norwich lost 3-1 at home to Brentford. They then lost 3-1 at home to Chelsea on March the 10th. March the 13th, they lost 2-1 away at Ellen Road at Leeds. April the 2nd, they drew 0-0 at Brighton. April the 10th, they beat Burnley 2-0 at home. And they're recently coming off a 3-2 away defeat at Manchester United. Newcastle, March the 10th, they won 2-1 away at St Mary's at Southampton. They then lost 3 in a row against Chelsea away 1-0, Everton away 1-0, and lost 5-1 at Spurs. And then they picked up a bit of form recently and won 1-0 at home to Wolves and 2-1 at home to Leicester. So you could say Newcastle are in the better form, they're in the better position, they've got the better players. We will have a look at the league table. Norwich currently sits in 20th place, bottom of the league, on 21 points with 32 games played. And Newcastle sits in 14th place on 37 points with 32 games played. So in a way, you can only see one winner. Newcastle are in a better form. Norwich need points fast if they want to survive. I don't think they will survive. I do think if Everton win the next couple of games, they will relegate Norwich. Newcastle safe this season, not going to go down. Eddie Howe's done a fantastic job there. Players like Bruno Guimaraes coming in January, transforming the team in midfield. Willock as well, back up into form again, the way they bought him from Arsenal for £40 million. Chris Wood as well, contributing to the team. Dan Burn in defence has been a revelation since arriving there. And the players they had before, like Shelvey and Dubravka, really, really contributing to the team this season. Really important players going forward for Eddie Howe. Norwich, difficult season again, not spent a lot of money. Really, really found it difficult defensively and scoring goals as well. So I can only see one outcome, and I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win for Newcastle in this game. I just see the quality of Bruno Guimaraes, Chris Wood, Willock, Shelvey. Just coming through for Newcastle and going to win the game and probably relegate Norwich in this one. So 3-1 to Newcastle. Okay, we will now go on to the next one, which is the 5:30 game. Brentford versus Spurs, a London derby. Very feisty one, this one. Brentford are coming into this in fantastic form. They've lost one of their last 6 matches, winning their 5 of them. So we'll go through the victories. Recently, they've come off a 2-1 away win at Watford. Before that, they won 2-0 at home to West Ham. They then won 4-1 at Stamford Bridge at Chelsea. Beat Burnley on March 12th at home 2-0. And beat Norwich 3-1 away on March the 5th. And in between that, they lost 2-1 away at Leicester. But credit to Brentford, they've come into this league, brought Eriksen in, transformed the team in January to get so many victories to survive, and credit to them. Spurs in decent form as well. They are coming off a home defeat to Brighton, but won 3 before that, 4 before that, and lost to United in March. So they are coming into this favourites for top 4 at the moment, Spurs, with players like Kane, Son, Kulusevski in form, Mora off the bench, Bergwijn as well, Højbjerg, Bentancur as well in fantastic form, Spurs. So we'll see how this game pans out. It's so hard to predict. Brentford at home are really good at home. We will check the league table. Spurs are in 4th position on 57 points with 32 games played, and Brentford are comfortably mid-table in 11th place on 39 points with 33 games played. So it's a really hard game to predict because Brentford have got some good players in Mbeumo, Tony, Eriksen, as we said, Janssen at the back, really, really good with Pinnock and Raya in net as well. Spurs, as I've mentioned, Kane, Son, Kulusevski, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Mora, Bergwijn. Really, really strong Spurs with a good manager in Conte, and Frank as well at Brentford has done a terrific job. So this is really hard to predict, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one. I see Brentford continuing their good form. Spurs trying to grind out a result as well with their quality. I just see Brentford getting a point from this one and frustrating Spurs in that top 4 race. So I'm going to go 2-2 in this one, but Spurs or Brentford could win either way. It should be a fantastic game to watch. We'll go into our Sunday games then. We've got Brighton versus Southampton at the Amex at 2 o'clock. Brighton are coming into this with 7 points out of the last 9, with wins over the 2 North London clubs, are both away from home, so Brighton are coming into this in fine form. Southampton are coming into this on the back of a 1-0 home win against Arsenal after losing 6-0 to Chelsea, so that was a cracking response, keeping a clean sheet and grinding out a 1-0 win. It will give them some confidence. We will look at the league table. Brighton currently sit in 10th position on 40 points with 32 games played, and Southampton sit in 12th position on 39 points with 32 games played. So yeah, both teams aren't going to go down. They're not going to get Europe. They're going to comfortably finish mid-table. They've both had solid seasons. Brighton had a great start and then faded off, and slightly picking up again towards the end of the season. Southampton have been on the end of some batterings this season, but they've pulled it out the bag again, come together, got some victories together, had a decent cup run as well. So they've got a good manager in Ralph Hasenhüttl and Graham Potter for Brighton. Both fantastic teams, expansive teams with good players. And it's a really hard game to predict, but I'm going to predict a 2-1 home win for Brighton and Hove Albion. I think they will continue their good form in front of goal and winning form as well after picking up 2 wins against 2 top 6 teams. And I think they will continue it at home by beating Southampton by 2-1. Okay, we'll go into the next one then. We've got Burnley versus Wolves. Burnley really struggling at the bottom of the table at the moment. They are currently in 18th position, 3 points adrift of Everton. They need to start picking up results, and quickly. Burnley, they do play on Thursday night as I am recording this, so we'll see what result that turns out as. But in regards to this game, Wolves are a very strong opponent. They are chasing down the 7th position for a European Conference League place. They've got really strong players in Raul Jimenez, Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, Pedro Neto, Connor Cody, Willy Bolly. Really good keeper in Jose Sarr as well. Really, really good squad. Most of them are Portuguese, but there's nothing wrong with that. Really good, strong squad who want to play for the shirt. Burnley, just on the back of sacking Sean Dyche, getting a really respectable draw at West Ham at the weekend with a goal from Wout Weghorst, his 2nd of the season. Very disappointing injury to Ashley Westwood, so I send my regards to him in regards to that injury and wish him a speedy recovery. But this game, it depends how Burnley turn out on Thursday night, if they win or not, because they are at home again. Turf Moor is a difficult place to go. Burnley do frustrate you with the defensive line. But I think the quality of Wolves will come through in the end, and I am going to go with a 2-1 away win for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I just see the quality of Wolves coming through towards the end of the game as Burnley start to tire, in such as Jimenez and etc. with Neves. His quality as well to open up a defence. So I am going to go with a 2-1 away win for Wolves. But Burnley will frustrate the life out of them, like they always do to every team. So 2-1 to Wolves. Okay, we'll go into the London derby then. Top 4 race is at Stamford Bridge at 2 p.m. We've got Chelsea versus West Ham. Both of these teams are coming into this in okay form. Chelsea have won their last 3 games, 6-0 at St Mary's, 3-2 away at the Bernabeu, but wasn't enough to get them through, and then 2-0 at Wembley in the semi-final against Palace. And West Ham are in the Europa League semi-finals after beating Lyon 3-0 away and drawing 1-1 at home to Burnley. The squad of Chelsea should be winning these kind of games. They will finish top 4, Chelsea. Very difficult to say they won't do, because of the quality they have going forward in terms of Ziyech, Havertz, Werner, Mount, Pulisic, Lukaku. Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Kante, all them quality players they have. So many in at the back as well. They've got Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Mendy, Azpilicueta, Alonso, Reece James. So much quality going forward and defensively. So it will be a hard game for West Ham. West Ham, credit to them this season, sticking at the top 6 again and in a European semi-final as well. What a job David Moyes has done there at West Ham. Yes, they should have strengthened in the January market. Maybe they are feeling it a little bit on the squad. They could do with a striker in the summer, definitely. But players like Jared Bowen, Declan Rice, Thomas Souček, Lanzini, Fornals, Antonio. So much quality going forward there for them. Maybe they are showing it a little bit with the amount of games they've played due to the results that they're getting against Burnley and Brentford, etc. in the league after European nights. But on the European games, they are turning up massively well. So it is a difficult game to predict because you don't know what sort of West Ham will turn up in this one. They would have had a week off as well, so they may be refreshed for this. Chelsea do play midweek, so we will see. But in this one, I am going to go with a 2-2 draw in this. I see West Ham getting something out of Stamford Bridge. David Moyes masterclass at the end. Because they have got quality to hurt Chelsea, West Ham. Like Rice, Antonio, Bowen as well. Souček from set pieces. Zuma as well. And Chelsea do have quality to go forward, but are very, very vulnerable defensively sometimes. So yes, I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one, but it will be a cracker again in the top 4 race, and we'll see who prevails. Okay then, we will go into not last but finale of the game on Sunday. We've got the Merseyside derby between Liverpool and Everton at Anfield at 4:30. Both at opposite ends of the table. Liverpool are currently sat at top of the league on 76 points with 32 games played. And Everton are currently in 17th place on 28 points with 30 games played. So this is a massive game for Liverpool and Everton, not because it's a Merseyside derby, but because Liverpool are going for the league title and Everton are looking to stay up. We'll go through a few of their last fixtures results then. Before Liverpool's 2 wins against City in the Cup and United last night, they did draw 3-3 to Benfica and 2-2 at the Etihad against City, and then they beat Benfica and Watford, so they are unbeaten. They do concede goals sometimes, but can also keep tight defensively. But they score a heck of a lot of goals with their forward players in Mane, Jota, Diaz, Salah, Firmino. Who else have they got? They've got loads, haven't they? Harvey Elliott as well. Coming back, Curtis Jones. They've got so many good goal scorers in their team, and they're such a threat going forward. They're on for a quadruple, Liverpool, and as a United fan, that's so hard to say, but you've got to give them credit. They've won the League Cup already. They're in the FA Cup semi-final. They're in the Champions League semi-final. They're top of the league at the moment. So everything's flying high at the red side of Merseyside. But we will go into Everton, who's looking downwards on the bad side of Merseyside. But they are coming into this on the back of a home win against Manchester United on April the 9th. Really difficult game for Everton. I don't think they will win this game just because of how the season's planning out. I do see Liverpool coming out on top. Really disappointing season from Everton. They've had Rafa Benitez, who didn't do a great job there, to be honest. And they've now got Frank Lampard, who hasn't started great either. So I am going to go with a 3-1 home win for Liverpool in this one. I just see the quality of Liverpool being too much. The things that are at stake in this game for Liverpool as well. With going for the league, I can only see one winner. Liverpool coming out on top. 3-1 winners. Yeah, confidence will play a part. Things that Liverpool are going for as well. Home crowd at Anfield. only one winner, 3-1 to Liverpool. That's my prediction. And we'll finally go into the game on Monday night then, which is Palace versus Leeds at Selhurst Park. A very important game. We will look at the league standings. Palace currently sits in 13th position on 37 points with 31 games played, and Leeds sits in 16th place on 33 points with 32 games played. Leeds aren't mathematically safe yet, but they probably are going to stay up with the quality. They have injuries coming back as well in Calvin Phillips, Bamford, and Cooper at the back as well, and they've got people like Dan James, Rafinha as well, who are game changers. Palace going to finish in mid-table. Really good season for them. FA Cup semi-final, first season under Vieira. They've got players like Mateta, Benteke, Zaha, Gallagher on loan this season, who's really impressed. Ayew as well going forward, so they will provide a threat for Leeds, and with that home crowd, I'm sure Palace will prevail in this game. I am going to go with a Palace win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Palace. I just see them sneaking past Leeds and getting another 3 points to get to that 40 mark where Palace want to get to. So, they're my predictions for the weekend's fixtures. Let me know down below in the comments or message me on my socials to let me know what your predictions are, please. And please remember to like, subscribe and share the channel as well so we can continue to grow. And please subscribe if you haven't already, as there is plenty of exciting content coming to the channel this year. I've got so much planned for the channel, so please subscribe and turn on your notifications as well. Very much appreciated. Catch you again soon.